Alright, what's going on, dudes? Bonjour. I am back from Les Minecon. Oui. I don't know much French other than je ne parle pas français, which means I don't know how to speak French. Yep, that's about the extent of my vocabulary. Also, au revoir. I know, I'm butchering the words. I have no French accent. Anyway, I apologize to any French viewers out there, but that is as far as my French goes. Anyway, no vlog on Sunday because that's where I was. I was in France at Minecon. It was lovely, but before I recount what happened there, see that thing? Dude, I got this the day before I left. It's a plaque from YouTube that says, congratulations for surpassing 1 million subscribers. Has a little logo right there too. You know, it's pretty awesome. The thing weighs like 40 pounds. It's insane. The gold thing button right there is like the size of a plate. It's ridiculous. Now I know it says 1 million and we've sort of doubled that, which is amazing. That's a story in and of itself, but I still think come on, that's awesome. Regardless of if it's half the value that we're at now, you know, it's still pretty freaking sweet. So I was gonna like lift it up and show it to the camera, but then I realized that I'd have to drop the mic because it weighs so much and it wouldn't even get in the full frame from where I am. So instead, let me just refocus on it. There you go. Now you can see like double reflection status through the button. But anyway, there you go. Hopefully that works for you. And focus back on me. Alright. It's cool. I just have to hang it up. I have to find a couple studs in the wall because it would just tear the drywall right down because it weighs so much. It's like more than my TV weighs, and my TV is a 40-incher. Anyway, yeah, just wanted to mention that before going into Minecon, and thank you once again, all of you. I love you so much. That thing is sweet. Anyway, alright, so, Minecon. What did I do there? Well, I left on Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, Wednesday night, what am I saying? I left on Wednesday, I'm all, like, distorted because I, like, skip a day in transit because of the time difference and the flight time, which adds up to be, like, 24 hours, so I left on Wednesday night, arrived Thursday night, and, I threw up on the plane. Once only, fortunately, because I'm assuming it's because of this awful sandwich I had at the airport before getting onto the plane. I don't know why I ate it after I took the first bite, but I did. I guess I was hungry. It was the worst sandwich ever, but that is what I think is the cause of my having thrown up. But fortunately, just once, and then it was over. I felt better. God, when I felt sick, I was like, this is going to be the longest. There were probably like 8 hours left in the flight. It's like, this is going to be the longest 8 hours of my life. But fortunately, I'm just... Way to start this off. Speaking about throwing up, that's great. Okay, anyway, on to the next subject. I got there, and then the next day, after spending the first night, that was Friday. And Minecon was Saturday, Sunday, so I took that opportunity to go into Paris, because I've never been to Europe, much less Paris before. Dude, Paris is awesome. It's like, it's kind of amazing, because coming from the US, which was established as a country as of, I can't do math, 230 some odd years ago, 236? Yeah, if I did the math right, 236-ish years ago. And the fact that the West Coast was really built up in the last 100 years. You then go over to Paris, where the city has been built up over the course of, like, I can't even give you, I don't know the exact date as to when Paris was established. All I know, it was a freaking long time ago, as with many other European cities. So the architecture is just, good God. You just, coming from the US, you look around for the first time and you're just like, this is for real? Like, you've seen pictures, but just seeing it in person is, good God. So anyway, the first thing I did was I went to the Louvre. God, It's so overwhelming, really, because I mean, it must be like trillions of dollars worth of art. I mean, likely it's not even, the art's not even valued because it's never gonna be for sale, nor was it ever. But you got to assume it's like trillions of dollars worth of art in this insane building that you really, pictures don't do it justice. And I mean, it's too huge. You couldn't even see it if you spent an entire week, like full-time, open to close, walking through it. You couldn't appreciate everything. It's insane. So, anyway, if you're ever going to Paris, stop at the Louvre. Not that you wouldn't. I'm sure that's like stop number one on everyone's agenda when they go there, but just reminding you. Then I walked from the Louvre along the bank of the Seine. Sorry for my terrible pronunciation. Walked to the Eiffel Tower. Spent a couple minutes just sort of admiring that. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to actually go up. It was getting dark at the time, so I was forced to just admire it from the ground. And then I took a walk over the bridge that is right behind, in front. I don't know the direction. I think it's to the northwest, just to the northwest of the tower or something. Go across the bridge. There's this huge, I think it's another museum. There's just museums all over the place in these magnificent buildings. It's ridiculous. I mean, really, at a loss for words. Anyway, I went across the bridge, across this courtyard, and then I walked on another road to the Arc de Triomphe. And at which point, since I had spent most of my time in the Louvre, it was really dark, and I went and boarded the subway and headed back at that time after a bit of admiration of the Arc. So that was my time in Paris. Obviously, I would have loved to spend more time, and I will certainly make another trip out to Europe to see like London, Paris, and I don't know, bunches of other cities, maybe Madrid and some Amsterdam, I don't know, some Munich, whatever. Lots of any cities that I could possibly name. So, yeah, I will certainly have to do that, and I will look forward to it. So anyway, spent a day in Paris, or about 8 hours, which is not nearly enough, but after that, I spent another night back at Disney, and the next day was Minecon. So, let's see. Participated in the opening ceremony. I just went up on stage, and like last year for Minecon 2011, they played Minecraft style up on stage, which I really hope that people still enjoy the song after Minecon, because it was played a lot. It was played a lot as like stock music, especially during the costume contest, which is another thing that I did on Sunday. Was I sort of helped to judge the costume contest along with Lydia and a couple other of the Mojang developers. And I think Minecraft Style was the only song playing, just on repeat throughout the whole thing, like faded in and out as we were talking and people were coming on stage. So people got their fill of that song. I hope you like it still. Anyway. So yeah, costume contest was another thing that I did on Sunday, and then I had my very own panel. And that was the last panel of the day on Sunday before the closing ceremony. Panel was super fun, and just to let you know, I will be uploading that later today or tomorrow or something. I just have to. It's like an hour's worth of footage, so I just have to download that, export it out with the proper start and stop, and filter out any potential copyrighted music that was playing. So hopefully there won't be any of that will actually be going at the same time I'm speaking. Yeah. Anyway, we'll try to get that up as soon as possible. It was super fun. And then, of course, just meeting lots of you guys. I wasn't expecting nearly as much as I thought. Maybe a couple people would be like, "Hey, Jordan, I like your videos and stuff, and I speak English." And the rest of it was just going to be like lots of people speaking French because it's in France. And sure enough, while there was a lot of that, wow, lots of people made the trip from both the UK and the US far more than I could have ever expected. I think the UK was actually the number one country of attendance over France. I think France was number 2, which, hey, public transportation's awesome. You can take a train from London to Paris, which beats what you're able to do in the US, really. Well, at least I guess the US has their low-speed trains, but I mean, you can take a super high-speed train from London to Paris, which, yeah, I mean, public transportation there was crazy. It's 10 minutes just from the airport to Disney. Super convenient on the train, the TGV that goes like 200 miles an hour. That's sweet. And then you just take a train from Disney to Paris. Trains. It's awesome. And the US doesn't have the money to do it. Right? That's another story. Anyway, so panel. Yeah, I'm gonna get that up shortly. So anyway, after all that, totally lost track. I wasn't talking about the panel. I was talking about meeting everyone because awesome public transportation allowed them to get there. Oh, yeah. So anyway, once again, it was awesome to meet everyone. Tried to sign as many autographs as I possibly could to those that wanted them. Thankfully, I was able to get to everyone who stayed after the panel, so that was awesome. If I didn't run into you, I'm terribly sorry. I tried as best as I possibly could as one person with one right hand that can, but yeah, so thanks everyone for coming. It was very surreal and I do appreciate it very much, and it is very cool to see people in person, since this is sort of a one-way, like, through the internet deal when you're watching these videos. So yeah, anyway, so then Sunday night, that was the Skrillex Party, which, good God, it was crazy awesome. So it was in, I think it was a movie studio that, it must have been in like a bunch of sound stages where they'd yank the dividers out between different areas, and just this immense hall. It was insane. Must have been like 100-foot ceilings. I'm bad at estimating dimensions. Anyway, it was huge. That's really all there was to it. And then out in front there were just, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna show a picture of it because that would give you a better impression. But it probably looks much less grand in a photo. You still get the idea. That was the place the thing was at. Funny part about it was looking around at the people who were in attendance. Wasn't sure how many of them played Minecraft, but there were a lot of people who were just locals who I don't know if tickets were being sold or anyway, I have no idea, or if Skrillex announced something. Probably not, because if he announced it, it would have just been a mob of thousands and thousands of people. So probably not that. Anyway, not freaking threw down on that. No kidding. So that was a very cool way to end it. And then after that, I basically went straight on through from that morning all the way through. My flight was supposed to leave at 10:30 a.m. the next morning. So I get to the airport expecting that I'm gonna get on my flight at 10:30 to head home. And they're like, sorry, we overbooked your flight. So, yeah, and you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Fortunately, the airline was kind enough to set me, and there were actually a couple other guys from Minecon who were in the same predicament that I was. They were also the weakest links in the overbooking. So they set us up in an airport hotel, and actually, they gave us each 600 euros. So it translates to whatever conversion service you use that takes out a certain percentage and charges you a surcharge for converting. It probably ends up being about $800, so hey, that's not bad at all, I guess. But man, there was this one woman who was also in the same predicament, being cast off the flight due to the overbooking, and she was yelling at the people who were working at the stand. And it was you're not going to get anywhere. It's not the people at the stand's fault that you're not on the plane. They didn't choose. They don't have a personal vendetta against you someone that they don't know. So I was like, Anyway, she was yelling at them and being really nasty, and they just They were like, get the hell out of here. So don't take it out on, don't kill the messenger. That's a valid application of that phrase. Anyway, there was the same flight the next day at 10:30, so just spent the night at the airport, and now I'm back. Yeah, so that was my weekend. This was probably the longest vlog of all time. Yes, indeed. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll get that panel up shortly, and I will start doing lots and lots of new recordings and stuff. And by the way, apparently it seems like the scheduled publishing didn't actually work the same as far as getting it out to as many people when you just upload straight to public. So if you missed any videos, or it seemed like there weren't as many videos as usual going up while I was away, there was a video up every day, so you can always check the channel in case scheduled publishing wasn't working 100%, which wouldn't surprise me at all. So anyway, thanks for watching, dudes. Pleasure meeting some of you at Minecon, and that's it for now. So I'll talk to you later.